Hello. Well, I am incensed. Absolutely incensed. There's a rubbish article. I am going to say it's rubbish because it's really offended one of my new favourite places. So in the Daily Mail, and there you go. Everyone going, well, you're reading the Daily Mail, so there's your first problem. To be honest with you, it pinged up in one of my feeds. And it's done a seaside town survey of the best and the worst seaside towns. And Great Yarmouth only gets 51%. And it got a 3 for its pier, a 2 for everything else, and a 3 for food and drink, I think, or was the 3 for accommodation. And I'm like, I was there in Great Yarmouth in the May half term. And I mean, I haven't been to Yarmouth in years. Last time I went was with my granddad. And it's a very different place. Now, granted, there's this most amazing Victorian pavilion, which needs a massive injection of cash. But you find me a seaside resort that doesn't need a massive injection of cash because no one's got any money, because no one's going on holiday, because Rachel Reeves has nicked it all. So, you know, it's not unique in that. But everything else I was so impressed with. It was clean, it was smart, there were loads of families around. The beach was gorgeous. Long sandy beach. I mean, we were lucky we were there on a really good day. Long sandy beach. They were doing some flag festival thing. There were loads of activities for free for kids to do. Then there was obviously all the arcades, and I simply don't care. If you don't like an arcade, just don't go to the seaside, or not this one. Great Yarmouth is known for the flashy lights and all the fun bits that I mean, who doesn't love a two-piece slot? I could spend an hour on a two-piece slot. In fact, I have. And it's just family, but with a real lovely nod to the Victorian era. Family, fun and entertainment. Now, yes, it's expensive. Everywhere is expensive. Everywhere is eye-wateringly expensive. And I would argue that going to any of these seaside resorts, you know, don't think you're going to get a cheaper holiday going to Britain than you would if you were going to go to Magaluf or somewhere. You're not. It is expensive. They're both expensive. But in terms of, can you get in the car and go to Great Yarmouth and go and stay in a Ho Seasons or a caravan or what have you? Yes, you can. And it's lovely. Now, we all know that I'm the world's biggest fan of Sheringham. You can't beat Sheringham, the end. I simply won't hear it. I'm not listening to it. Sheringham is the best. But there are other places around. And I mean, the beauty of Sheringham is that it's got on one side all of the pebbly beaches and on the other side all of the sandy beaches. It's very compact. So for your kids, it's just lovely. They can go and be free. They can roam. It's got a high street with independent shops, independent butchers, independent fishmongers, independent bakers, independent grocers. I mean, imagine that. We found the one high street in the UK that's got independence on it still. And it's thriving and it's bustling and it's brilliant. So Sheringham gets my number one tick. But I'm really disappointed that Great Yarmouth got 51%. It deserves way more than that. And I have been to some dross recently, which has scored higher on it. And I just think, who was judging this? And don't be judging it on snobbiness. Don't be judging it on just because it has got arcades, because you go on holiday with little kids or whatever, and of course we all want to do crazy golf. Of course we all want to have a little go on the rides. Of course we would like a trampoline, but then we'd also like to go for a walk, and we'd also like to go and do seal watching. We'd also like fish and chips on the pier. We'd also like to go and play beach cricket. You know, there's all the things that you do on holiday. And because it's so expensive, we can't do all of them all of the time, but it's lovely to have that choice. And if you were to say to the kids, would you like a treaty day in Great Yarmouth? And, you know, you can have £10 for the arcades. It's got to last you all day, but that's what you can do. And we'll have fish and chips and we'll sit on the beach. What's wrong with that? Honestly. And the pier was really nice. And I mean, Cromer Pier. Now that's a goodie. And you can still crab. It's not easy to crab on there, but you can still do crabbing on Cromer Pier. And Cromer Pier's got absolutely everything that you could want. And Cromer itself is, again, another example of a really good seaside town. I love Cromer. Their crazy golf irritates the living daylights out of me because there's about 4 holes on there that are just completely impossible, which is why I don't win, said the sore loser. But again, Cromer's got everything you need. And I question who did this. I question who did the research in this, because I think if you're looking for sort of like a Suffolk Southwold, well, of course it's going to be different, but Suffolk Southwold is for a different demographic. It's a different, you know. Anyway, little rant. I love Great Yarmouth. Absolutely love it. I love Cromer, but my number one go-to always has been, always will be Sheringham. or Shezza, as we call it. We're off to Shezza. Yay! Right, enough, because it makes me want to pack my bags and go.